And I said to myself, this man, this Muslim, is acting more like Jesus than the Christians. I later came to know that he was crying for us. He was asking Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Latif, Ya Hadi, Ya Hadi, Ya Hadi, the one who guides. Guide these people. Guide these people. They're nice people. Oh Allah, guide them. And tears coming down his face. Before I came to Islam, I used to call people to Christianity. Everywhere I went, I would be carrying my Bible with me. I would have my salib or cross. I was very passionate about communicating the message that I felt people needed to know. A message about love, a message about peace, and a message about being a good person before I met the person that helped me to know more about Islam. I used to have a very bad picture about Islam and Muslims. In fact, I was so afraid to even meet a Muslim that when my father told me we'd be doing business with a Muslim, I said, no, no way, no. These guys, Muslims, they are terrorists, they are hijackers, they are kidnappers, and they don't believe in God. In fact, they're worshiping a black box in the desert, and they kiss the ground 5 times a day. That was the way I understood Islam. A very bad opinion, and a bad idea of how they treated women and how they treated children. I thought that really it was almost like they want to put everybody in prison. This was the idea that I had. But then, when I met this man, I was so surprised. He was nice, a really nice person. And I thought right away, hey, I bet I can convert him to become a Christian. One of the things that really amazed me, every day he would do the salawat al-khams. Every day he would pray 5 times a day, on time. He would say, excuse me, I'll be right back. He would go and make wudu. Then, Allah, do his salah, some dhikr, dua, and come back to us and start working again. Every day, except 1 day a week. Yawm al-Jum'ah, he stops everything. He said, I will be back in 2 hours. He would get ready and drive to the masjid, do his salah there, and come back. And it took almost a half hour just to get there. So that's why he had to take 2 hours off. But he would still come back and go right back to work again. So the man would work 7 days a week, but he would stop for his worship. One amazing thing about him that even my father talked about was how honest he was in business. Anytime there was any business transaction whatsoever, he always made sure the customer got full value for whatever it was they were doing, and to be sure that they got the product that they were promised, and then the follow-up to be sure that they were happy. That was another thing that we really were amazed about. You know, I thought, if we make this man a Christian, we could make him a saint, maybe even an angel, because he's so sweet, so nice. But do you know what happened? One day, while I was trying to convert him, he asked us about the Bible. And so I said, yes. I have a Catholic priest who will come to my house. I was a Protestant. This is 2 different religions. And my father would be there with his Bible. So I have my Bible. My father has a different Bible. The Catholic has another Bible. And we'll sit there and try to talk to him about all this. But then we began saying, which Bible, you know, between us. All the time, the Muslim, he's sitting there, quiet. So we ask him, well, how many versions, you know, of that Quran do you have? Still one, just one. And it's still in Arabic. The way it came, it's perfect, nothing's missing. No words are missing, no pages are missing, not even a dot is missing. So then we had another idea. Let's talk to him about God. But when we start to talk about God, he said, can you explain Trinity? Well, we try to explain how three could be one. We give many examples, but none of them really hold up very good. Do you know that when we ask him, what do you guys say about God? He said, well, it's pretty simple. And he said what Allah said in the Quran, A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim, Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim, Qul huwa Allahu ahad, Allahu samad, lam yalid wa lam yulad wa lam yakul lahu kufuwan ahad. And do you know, his argument was so strong, we just sat there like this. No expression. One of the things that my Egyptian friend told me is that we Muslims believe in Jesus. I said, what? Because I know Jewish, you know, the Yahudi, they believe in Adam and Abraham and Isaac, Ishaq, Ishmael. They believe in Suleiman and David and all these prophets. They believe in the Old Testament, but they do not believe in Jesus. Not as a prophet, not as a son of a God, not as a miracle worker, nothing. So how could a Muslim believe in Jesus? And he said, yes. We call him Isa. I said, okay, that's all right. It's similar to Jewish. Yeshua, Isa, Yeshua. Okay. He said, and do you know what? We know he's a miracle birth. Oh, the Immaculate Conception. Mu'jiza from Allah. So, okay. And we know that he did miracles. Even when he was born, he could speak. Isa alayhi salam, he could speak when he was born. And he told the people he was a prophet. And he had a mission. I'm like, really? I don't know that. And he did miracles. People that had skin disease, they were cured. People who couldn't walk, lame, they were cured. People that were blind, and they were cured. Even a dead man was brought back to life. The story is in the Bible, Lazarus, but you're telling me a Muslim believes this? Huh? Yeah. I said, okay, well, what do you believe about Jesus? We say he's the Son of God. What do you say? He said, we say he's the Son of Mary. Oh yeah, that makes sense. He is the Son of Mary. He said, this way we don't have to try to resolve the issue of Son of God. So I began asking some hard questions to the Muslims. What do you say about this? What about so-and-so? I heard Muslims, you know, they do so and such. And every time I asked him a question, he smiled. And he would tell me so many nice things. In fact, when I think about Isa alayhi salam, what was his character like? How did he act? How did he treat people? How? And I said to myself, this man, this Muslim, is acting more like Jesus than the Christians. I still wondered, how can I get him to be a Christian? It was still in my mind, how can I get him to be a Christian? But all along, I was wishing I could be more like this man, because he was at peace inside. No matter what happened, if we have a flat tire on the road, he's at peace with it. It's alhamdulillah, qadarullah. If we ran out of gasoline, no fuel, alhamdulillah, qadarullah. If I didn't have the money to pay for something, qadarullah, mashallah. No matter what happened, He was okay. I'm wondering how. How can this man be in such peace all the time? I wish I would be like that. And this man touched our hearts with his behavior, with his kindness, with his generosity, with his good advice that he gave all of us, but especially the way that he was so devoted to his God. When he would stand over in the corner of the house and we would see him praying, and he would look up like this, and you would see tears in his eyes, and you would wonder, what is he crying for? I later came to know that he was crying for us. He was asking Allah, Ya Latif, Ya Hadi, Ya Hadi, Ya Hadi, the one who guides. Guide these people. Guide these people. They're nice people. Oh Allah, guide them. And tears coming down his face. One night when I was really thinking about Islam so much, I found that the Catholic priest accepted Islam. The Catholic priest became Muslim. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah, ashhadu Muhammad Rasulullah. I couldn't believe it. I started to tell my wife. Then I found that she also is interested to be a Muslim. I'm shocked. So I wanted to talk to him again, one more time. So we were walking around in the night outside our house. I asked him about something about my business, my family, the people I know, congregation I used to go with, the Bible, the Quran. Many questions, because I didn't know what to do. I wanted him to tell me, why don't you be a Muslim? I wanted him to say that. Why don't you be a Muslim? But look at the hikmah. Look at the wisdom. He said, this is not about you and me. This is not about you and your wife, or you and your father, or you and the congregation of your people. This is about you and him. So you need to talk to him. Now look at this man. He's crying, oh Allah, guide them. But he doesn't say, I want you to be guided by me. No. He let Allah do what Allah does. And he cried for us. He went and prayed. And while he was praying, I went and put my head on the ground. And I said, God, if you're there, guide me. And when I raised up my head, I knew there really is God. He's one. La sharika lah. He has no partners. And I knew Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam is his last, his final message.